This is now a defining moment in the history of this country. For the first time, will they go to the Security Council after 50 years? Now, the same month, will they hold presidential parliamentary election? A very important period. So every Sierra Leonean get that responsibility. For sure, say this country has remained peaceful. It remains stable. And Lord also send positive message about the country. Now, this now I don't understand why make most or some Sierra Leoneans, they always get forgive bad vibes and bad image about the country. Well, if you go destroy your country, you expect other people therefore may they respect you.
You know, guys, we all been we were wondering what who actually implemented the policy of getting people arrested at the airport. Well, finally the answer is here. So I want to play this video for you guys. Everybody pay attention to this video.
Especially when you get your passport, where they pass, you don't they talk bad about Sierra Leone. Then where they go stop you in immigration and say make them go sit down in a corner.
And I'm back in the airport, and I'm here without Councillor Ice-T. My flight is boarding, our flight is boarding, and I'm having to get on without him. And I am definitely concerned about the closure of the democratic space in my country. I am definitely concerned that there isn't a warrant, that there wasn't any notice, that Ice-T, my counselor, I know because we've had discussions, had absolutely nothing to do with anything. He's been told he's being held in relation to 10th of August demonstrations, but the counselor has nothing to do with it, and today is the 19th, 18th, 17th of September. Why would this be done? Why would he be at the airport? He's been in his community, about to board a flight, be called to immigration, only to have him arrested, and arrested without a warrant? Arrested without a warrant? I'm actually exhausted by what is going on. I am the mayor of Freetown. I'm here to do my job. I don't feel that we should be in a situation where people are afraid to move, to speak, to travel. I'm not afraid to speak because I know I'm speaking the truth. This is wrong.
It is always the duty of the military to intervene to protect this constitution.
They begin to complain, but you forget say these are the same one who been to contribute to the bad image where probably that immigration officer don't hear it. No, we get that responsibility for talk good about the country.
David Francis, who is currently the Foreign Affairs Minister in Sierra Leone, who was the former chief minister that was disgraced by the AFRICANISTPRESS, of course. Now this man is talking about the fact that is why when people come to Sierra Leone, they say, okay, let's put you aside to the corner and talk to you. You're wondering why, because you've been talking very bad about Sierra Leone. SLPP folks were actually protesting, giving a very bad name to Sierra Leone, as they say, as David Francis said. But none of these people were arrested. But it's very sad that these guys, in the light of him preaching about, us going to the Security Council, is looking at us in our faces and lying to us and saying all of this nonsense, when SLPP were actually doing the worst internationally to bring disrepute to the presidency of former President Nkrumah. But David Francis is sitting there now telling us, and finally, we've had answers to who implemented the policy of getting folks arrested at the airport. The answer didn't. All the people who they arrest at the airport, David Francis is responsible. And when SLPP comes out of power, it will be arrested for that. Because again, that's infringement upon the rights of the citizens of Sierra Leone. You have a right to participate in your democracy. You have a right to speak freely. That is part of what in Section 25 and Section 26 of the 1991 Constitution protects. But listen to this video. This man, none of these SLPP people were arrested at the airports because they spoke up. It is their democratic right, just as what is happening. All the terrible things that are happening. It is our responsibility to speak up against these things so the government will see and stop that nonsense. But David Francis, you see, God sabi fit for country. God the fit for we country. And he would expose these guys one after the other. But guys, go ahead and take a look at this. I'm busy doing work, but I see this, I say, oh my God, I can't let this go. I don't even do videos again in lives because it's so difficult when the actual opposition, they're not actually helping you to put these messages out there. But watch these videos. You don't want to see these series of videos for the foolishness of these guys. You're exposing them. Bye-bye.
And law also send positive message about the country. Now, this now I don't understand why make most or some Sierra Leoneans, they always get forgive bad vibes and bad image about the country. Well, if you go destroy your country, you expect other people therefore may they respect you, especially when you get your passport, where they pass. You don't they talk bad about Sierra Leone. Then where they go stop you in immigration and say make you go sit down in a corner. Then you begin to complain. But you forget say these are the same one who been they contribute to the bad image where probably that immigration officer don't hear it. No. We get that responsibility for talk good about the country. Look like America. We get gun violence there every other week, every other month. But then they present America as the most beautiful country in the world. Everybody forgot it. I know they hear it and they talk so much bad about America. What would they see, say bad things, and they happen? But we're very quick for destroy. And that's what been called poverty mentality.
All right, David Francis, let me share with you how America reports the gun violence. You know, when I left for life with people, but I don't blame you. Maleke, when I journalist, yes, my James Davis 19 was one of the give a rebuttal. You know, they're just sitting there letting you guys spew all kinds of garbage. Listen to how America, they report the gun violence. They take it very seriously. America still remains to be one of the most beautiful countries in the face of the planet. Yes, everybody still wants to come to America regardless of the gun violence. But in the report time, they talk about it. Citizens talk about it. When people in talk in the country, you say they don't give country bad name. The journalists, they cannot report about the killings. Makeni massacre, Panema prison massacre, Tonko Limba, Tombo Lonsar. David Francis, listen to how CNN and MSNBC, they talk about the gun violence in America. Listen.
A shooter killed 2 people and injured 3 others. That was one of 3 mass shootings, all on the same day in Chicago and Philadelphia and Indianapolis. The next day on Friday, it happened near a restaurant in Maryland. A shooter injured 4. On Saturday, it happened in 6 different places, 6 mass shootings in one day, including at a graduation party in Manchester, New Hampshire. On Sunday, on Mother's Day, there were 4 mass shootings in Pennsylvania, Indiana, Alabama, and Louisiana. This week, on Monday, it happened in Farmington, New Mexico. An 18-year-old opened fire at random with at least 3 guns. He shot 9 people, killing 3 of them. The victims were all women over the age of 70, and among them were a mother and her daughter. On Tuesday, it happened in San Antonio, and then again today in San Antonio. 2 mass shootings in the same city in less than 48 hours. In the past 7 days, there have been 17 mass shootings in America. According to a new Axios Ipsos poll, gun violence is now the top public health concern among Americans. More than COVID, more than cancer, more than smoking, more than fentanyl. Gun violence is the #1 health concern in the entire country, period. And what is Congress focused on? Policing trans girls' participation in school sports, or at least that is the priority for House Republicans, who passed a bill last month to block trans women and girls from women's sports. If you squint your eyes hard enough, all hope is not lost. Today, Senator Raphael Warnock, alongside some of his colleagues in the Senate and the House, held a press conference demanding action.
We can't wait another 30 years for Congress to pass meaningful, common sense gun safety legislation. And we can't wait for the next headline, the next tragic flashpoint. Because there is a profound way in which these tragedies are happening every single day.
Congress, there were two congressmen, a Democrat, Congressman Bowman of New York, and a Republican, Congressman Massey of Kentucky, and here they are having it out.
They have control of the House. The American people need to know that they don't have the courage to do anything to save the lives of children. More guns lead to more death. Look at the data. You're not looking at any data. You're carrying the water for the gun lobby. Are you listening to what I'm saying?
Calm down.
Calm down. Children are dying.
I know.
9-year-old children. The solution is not arming teachers.
That's working. Every school.
I was a teacher. I was a school counselor. I was a middle school principal. I was in cafeterias protecting kids every day of my career.
There's never been a shooting. Never been a shooting. It's time. Look, we've got guns here to protect us. And he doesn't believe the kids should have somebody to protect them.
Melissa, you've worked in D.C. Obviously, this is madness.
Is madness. I think that there's actually quite a big disconnect from the American public sentiments and elected officials in Washington, specifically on the Republican side.
Innocent have been the one way they sing against embassy. If they sing for the APC all the time. Million entrants where I go in any side, a lot of people can go in. A lot of people they support that side, and it will create problem. So we stay at the back and try to make sure say people they see reason. I am not flag bearer. The flag bearer election they can't just know. But now more concentrate on criticizing the APC. Some people, and I tell they say they are not SLPP, they criticize Madakio, and the APC will all for being target. Nobody they talk about that. Some people never. So that is the challenge we have, and we need as a party. I don't care if the Gambia is any side in the world, but give your support. Make your own contribution. Speak out. Not be a silent witness to what they happen. Because what may happen will be end up with a 1992 situation that because Salomon they will keep quiet. The APC don't take moves towards an eventual one-party system. They're not going to legislate them, they're not going to announce them.
Former Chairman Batilo was saying it. We aren't going to be complacent. We've not got it yet. In my local language, they say in Mende, be a hoy okay? We don't have the bat in our hand, so we can't say we've held it. That's a direct translation. Okay? So we haven't got the bat in our hand yet. We've seen the bird. We've had sight of the bird. And oh boy, we're going to catch it. We're going to catch it. We've got plans for catching that bird. And that bird is State House and the Houses of Parliament. Come 2018, no matter what APC is going to do, we are ready to fight. And you know what? I, Mohammed Yongao, chairman of UKI, SLPP UKI region, stand with our current national PRO when he made a proclamation. If APC declare war, we the endorser. Yes. We the endorser. I stand with him. I stand with him. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? They said, if you can't stand the heat, don't go into the kitchen. And you know, sometimes when I tell my parents and I tell my wife that you feel here that I'm at Paneba Road, you know, just start sending me the medications. It could be for a long haul. We are ready for it, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you one thing. My people wanted me to register in Kenema. I didn't do it. I registered in Freetown because that is where the fight is going to happen. And APC likes it or not, that is where the battle is going to be fought. And this time round, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to take any mess from them. We're not going to take any Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5. No banning of troubles. No banning of troubles. Because we go up and down Freetown. We must make sure that happens. Because the last time that was the way they rigged the election. We won't allow them to rig the election this time, ladies and gentlemen. We will not allow them. We will not allow them to rig the elections. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, basically, let me appeal to the public relations section of the APC as a political party. You guys have to be, you know, a little bit more ingenious when it comes to these, videos that I do. You know, you guys should create a whole section just to be, you know, for come after talking points like these of these guys and just show the truth. You don't have to make things up, right? That is what the APC should have a whole arm with, for they do these kind of batinias. So, you know, come up with these videos here and there, put it together, you know, share with the rest of the world so they'll see it. Particularly for the PRO, you know, the office of the PRO, they should be able to do stuff like this. Going into the elections, this is what should happen. You know, people like us, we don't have you know, we're not APC. We're not part of the executive or nothing like that. But I'm just telling you guys, I mean, going forward, this is how you capture the talking points of these guys and use their own people against them. Use their actions against them. What they've done in the past. Show the examples. You know, that's what we should do. Look at what they did to Ice-T. You know, these guys were protesting. Nobody stopped them at the airport. All of a sudden, then come now and say a bad name. So that's what the APC, the PRO of the APC, that section of the political party, you should have a wing where you should have boys that can create videos, edit them, even if they don't want to put their faces on there. Edit these videos, put it together, mix it up, man. It's SLPP. This is what SLPP is good at. And that's why it saddens me that the APC as a political party does not have a wing that is actually putting out videos like these. Because visual, you can talk and talk and talk, but visual is the key to learning. Bye-bye.